What do you do when you say, I can't conceive? Hannah couldn't conceive a child, but she was waiting on God to answer her prayer. What did she do? What do you do when in the in-between times? Those are times of uncertainty. Those are times that you question whether or not God has really forgotten you.
Amen.
Maybe I'm all by myself. Those are the times that seem the darkest and the loneliest, when you're in between. When you don't know, you're too far away from the shore to go back. And you're too close to your destination to turn around. You're just right in the middle. You say, Lord, I'm in between. Yeah, I'm in between assignments. I'm in between blessings. Lord, I hadn't heard from you in a while, but I know I sowed over there last year, and you told me I was going to reap a harvest. But Lord, I'm not sure when it's coming. I'm in between. I'm trying to keep my head together because I'm in between. I'm trying to hold my family together because we're in between. I'm trying to keep this job because I'm in between. I wake up on Monday and don't want to go, but I need to go because I need the resources that it's going to bring to me on Thursday when I get my paycheck. I'm in between. I'm in between this relationship. I don't know whether I need to stay. It's 9% of it is going right, and then 10% is going wrong. But does the 10% outweigh the 90%? Should I leave? Should I stay? I'm in between. What do you do when you're in between times? When you say, I sowed, but yet not reaped. I'm in between. I'm glad you asked. Let's look at this here. Let's look at what happens when you are in between. There has to be some cultivation. Now, we have to do our part. You got to get that. We got to do our part. Because God made a promise in Genesis. He says, as long as the earth endures, there will always be a time to sow and a time to reap the harvest. There will always be hot and cold, day and night. And there will always be winter. So the Lord said, I'm going to make sure that you always have an opportunity to sow and reap. But the problem is, what do you do in between that time? That's a good thing. You know what the problem is? We got to do our part.
Amen.
Here it is. Here's one of our parts. You have to cultivate. There has to be some cultivation on your part. You say, what is that, Pastor? You got to pray. There has to be some prayer. You got to pray over time and pray over the things that you've planned. One must spend time doing what? It's up there. One must spend time doing what? Praying over that which was planned. Our prayers are in vain if the following conditions exist. Listen to this. You can have the right seed and the right soil, but the wrong season.
Amen.
Lord have mercy. Or we can have the right seed, the wrong soil, and the right season. That's right. Or you can have the right soil, the right season, and no seed at all. So if there's going to be some cultivation, all three conditions must be right. Only if you have the right seed, the right soil, and the right season will you reap a harvest. Now, some of us say, I'm not reaping. Well, then maybe you need to check to see if you've planted it in the right season. You may have had the right soil, but you got the wrong season. Or you'll get it in a minute. See, collard greens can't be planted in the summer. They have to be planted in the winter or in the fall so you can draw them in the winter. And then there's some things that have to be planted in the winter so it'll come up in the spring. But you can have the right seed, the right soil, but the wrong season. You say, what you talking about, Pat? You might have the right seed in your life. You might have the right soil, but you're trying to plant something in the wrong season. Talk to me, Pastor. Listen to what the Lord told you to start a business. The Lord gave you the resources to put the business in. But the Lord said, now wait. Don't do it this year. Do it next year. But some of us get so overwhelmed and so zealous and so we're anxious. We say, I'm going to plan it now. We said, if I plan it early, then when the time to really come up, it'll already be up. The Lord said, no, that's the wrong season. See, you sitting there, you in your in-between time. You say, now I planted it. I did what he told me to do, but you missed the problem. The problem is you had the wrong season. Talk about it. Here it is. You can have what? The right seed, the wrong soil, and the right season. You can have the seed, but you put it in the wrong soil. You say, oh, what you mean? You planted it with the wrong people. You planted it in the wrong place. You talked to the wrong folk about your seed that God has given you. You planted it. You said, Lord, you gave me the right seed, but you got the wrong soil. You said, well, I'm going to plant it over here with X, Y, and Z. And the Lord said, no, don't plant it with X, Y, and Z. Plant it over with A, B, and C. You said, but A, B, and C don't look like much. X, Y, and Z look better. The Lord said, no, they're on their way out, and A, B, and C is on its way in. So you need to plant it where I told you to plant it so that it'll come up like it's supposed to come up. But most of us are planting with people who we believe can help us do things, and they really can't help you do anything because that ain't where God told you to put it.
Amen.
Stop letting folk talk you out of what God is transitioning you into. I'm going to say that, y'all, that should have shouted you right there. Stop letting people talk you out of what God is trying to transition you into. Yes. You got the right seed, but you got the wrong soil. Here's the last one. I'm going back over. We can have the right soil, the right season.